Alright, people of YouTube, check this out. I've got a tutorial right now that I've actually been saying I was going to do, just haven't had the time to do it. Well, right now I only have one of my children with me because the twins are with their mother at the doctor. So, I'm going to just go ahead and jump right into this. The things you're going to need for the way I make my themes is, for one, you're going to need a file explorer. I personally use ES File Explorer. And you're going to need an image editor. I use two. I use Pixlr, which is up here at the top, right here. Okay. And I use Ibis Paint right here. Now, we're going to go ahead and jump right into this. You're going to go into your File Explorer and go to your Sticknodes folder. You're going to go and download, which is going to be in the link. There's going to be a link in the description for a zip folder of the default animation menu atlas. And remember when you're editing these that they have to be saved as a .png image. Otherwise, it's not going to work. And you're also going to have to figure out if your phone uses the HD version or the SD version. And I'll go into some detail about what this is in a little bit, but basically this changes the colors of the text on the menu for animation. So now we'll just jump right into this. The first thing you're going to want to do is go into Ibis Paint and open up My Gallery. Hit plus, import picture. Now, the phone I'm using is my wife's, and it uses the HD version, which is 1024 by 1024. You'll open that, import it in. No, I would not like to extract a drawing from this. Now, one thing, this can be time consuming, but you only have to do it once, and you never have to do it again for any time you want to create a theme, because you can just continue to use this project. You just create multiple layers for every new theme you want to make. So, first thing we're going to want to do is these little boxes down here that change the background type. We're going to want to change it so that it's like this. Now, when I use my magic wand tool, I take easy settings off, leave strength at 10, and expansion at 0. This way, it's much easier for me to select the entire outline of everything. And there's a couple of spaces you gotta go in between and select individually because, well, because, you know, pictures. Anyway, come here, honey. It's okay. Give it to Daddy. Let Daddy help you. Sorry about that. Daughter needed a sippy. Anyway, I'll go ahead and pause the recording again while I go ahead and select the... Well, you might want to see how I do this. I don't know. If you don't, you can just skip this part of the video. Screw it. But this is pretty much the most time-consuming part, is just selecting each individual piece of the image. Oh, and after all this work, you're going to hate me in a minute. You really are. And see, it's mostly pieces like this where you have like spaces in between that connect up that makes this all so painful to do. But that's why it's good you only have to do it one time every time you want to make a theme. Simply just because of the way Ibis Paint, it saves your selection when you exit the project, so you never have to actually deselect anything. So that's a plus, I guess. I think I have everything selected like it needs to be. Now you're gonna click this little button right here for inverting the selection area. You're just gonna click that. This way it selects the components now. Now it's the pieces of the actual image that are selected. So you're going to create a new layer. In fact, you're going to import an image. Now what I did was I went ahead and just downloaded something just for the sake of doing this tutorial. So I'm going to go into my download, and it's not there. Alrighty then. So I will have to just go out. This would be a great example to show you that Ibis saves your selection area. So I'll just click. What did I do? Anyway, I'll click back, and I'll have to hit home and go to Google. Where the hell did Google go? There it is. And now you'll just search something like there we go, background image overlay. Why the hell not? Images. And we'll just go with something like this. You'll touch the image, click visit, then you'll hold your finger down on the image and find download image. Now you'll go back and you'll open Ibis, and you'll have to export this for just a second. I'll go ahead and rename this while I'm at it. Now, pay attention to how I name it here. Now, if you don't name it like that, Sticknodes is basically going to say screw you and not recognize that you're using a skin. Okay, so I export it as transparent ping. This is where you open Pixlr. This is where Pixlr comes in my process of doing this. Open photos. Open animation menu atlas. You'll click this little box down here. You'll click double exposure. Tap to add a photo. And I'll just open the one that I just downloaded. And then you'll just zoom it to where you think it looks good. And I always use the multiply function when doing this. Simply because it does a better job of blending things rather than the other functions that it has. but you do whatever suits you. That's you, and I'm gonna do me. Now I'm gonna go back, click on multiply, and check mark. Hit done, save image, allow. Okay. Always save it at maximum, which is the original size of the image. Now you'll go back into IBIS Paint. You'll hit edit on the one you just created, and you'll notice that, boom, everything you selected is still selected. Do not, by any means, do not deselect anything, or you will have to redo all that frickin' work. So what you'll do is you'll import a picture for a new layer. Go to Images, Pixlr, click on that one, check mark, and this is why you select things the way I did it. You notice how there's still that white space there? That has to be there. So, that being said, if you really wanted to, like say if you didn't like the way this specific part right here looked, make sure you have this layer selected. You could click over to the eraser and you could erase the filter off of the stick, like this. And you can see where I messed up here and didn't select every single piece. See, this is why you have to select everything in between here, otherwise it's going to come out looking weird like this. You can see pieces have just like got the overlay where they shouldn't have had the overlay. But like I said, this is just a semi-quick tutorial. Hell, it's 12 minutes long and I've got no way to edit this. So that being said, I will just go ahead and finish erasing the filter off of the stick like this. And good enough. Now we'll hit back. Then we'll export as a transparent ping. At this point, we'll go back into our file explorer, and IBIS always saves your projects when you export them into your pictures folder. And now I will probably be editing this part out, simply just because, you know what, I don't even have to do that. I'll just hit search. Cut. Sticknodes. Skin. My phone uses the HD, so I'll delete this one. Paste this one. And rename Again, though, take note of how I named it, because it has to be named exactly like this. And then we will open Sticknodes back up. Oh, I forgot to clear it off. So you gotta clear off Sticknodes, shut it down completely, and then reopen it. Nope, give that back to Daddy. And voila, you have a skin on your Sticknodes. Now, again, this one isn't perfect because I just did it, as quick as possible for the sake of this tutorial. That being said, again, I will have a link in the description for the default animation menu atlas.zip, and hopefully you know what to do with that. If not, well, just search it. Google exists for a reason. That being said, this video is 17 minutes long by now, and yeah, so good night, good day, and stay safe.